destination. The journey is rewarded. Don't be a warrior, be a warrior. You'll be the winner at the end of the story, victorious. Doesn't matter where you start, you can win. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can win. Doesn't matter if it's hard, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have lost before, but you can win. When your back's against the wall, you can win. When it's 1 against 1,000, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have, you are stronger than your fears and setbacks, never forget that. Nothing on this earth can overpower you. You got the strength to power through, living truth. Dig in the roots, better Bruce. Dig deep in your soul, you got a lot to use. A lot to lose now, you can never lose if you never quit. Overwhelmed and submerged, but you never submit. You got stand power, stronger than cement. Trust me, all the hard times they ever sent. You got a high purpose, high calling. Even when you alone, you're still important. It might seem impossible, but just keep moving forward. It's not the destination, the journey is rewarded. Don't be a warrior, be a warrior. You'll be the winner at the end of the story, victorious. Doesn't matter where you start, you can win. Doesn't matter where you're from, you can win. Doesn't matter if it's hard, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have lost before, but you can win. When your back's against the wall, you can win. When it's 1 against 1,000, you can win. You can win, you can win. You might have, you are stronger than your fears and setbacks, never forget that. Nothing on this earth can overpower you. You got the strength to power through, living truth. Dig in the roots, better Bruce. Dig deep in your soul, you got a lot to use. A lot to lose now, you can never lose if you never quit. Overwhelmed and submerged, but you never submit. You got stand power, stronger than cement. Trust.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You are tuning in to the weekly podcast of the Walking the Ways Impact Voice podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr. We're broadcast once again out of the DFW. That is Dallas Fort Worth, Texas metropolitan area. We want to thank everybody for continue rocking with us. Thank everybody for continue supporting us. And most in depth, we just thank everybody for that love. And like I said, we here every week, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, and every Saturday. And also, I have my lovely co-host out of Miami, Florida herself, the Kingdom Chick herself. Miss Nancy, how are you doing on this great hump day evening?
Doing great, Furman.
Man,
Excited
awesome.
to be here and get things fired up.
You know what? And that's what it's all about. It's all about firing up, lighting the fire, and most importantly, inspiring our listeners, motivating our listeners, and giving our listeners a new look on life. The life that you know you are meant to live, the life that you want to live, and a life after you're destined to live. But it starts with you first. And we have a guest with us this evening. And she's so strange to the platform. I had on here. It was probably some years back. I invited her to come on again the second time. She's doing the very short things here in DFW. What I love about her personality, she's a go-getter. She's highly motivated, self-motivated. She's all about creating a legacy. She's all about creating a life for herself, and most importantly, she's all about making impacts on others and help them enhance their business as well. So I just want to welcome Jaimee back to the podcast. Jaimee, how you been doing? It's been a minute since last time. So what's been going on with you?
Been a while. Good to see you. I've been doing good. Just been focusing on my business. And the last time I talked to you, we were talking more about like financial services, credit repair, which I still do. But just been focusing on my graphic design business at this time and just launching that and just really helping small brands with their branding. So
And and that's what's up. And I know it takes special individuals as yourself to do the work that you're doing. And out of that, just bring the best out of people. And I know you always been very creative. And you're no stranger to this. You've been doing it for quite some time. But what just takes to the beginning. How did it all start? As a matter of fact, just go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience here on the Walking the Way Impact World podcast.
yeah, so my name is Jaimee Davis. I'm the owner of JD Designs and JD Financial. So, like I spoke about my financial services, I'm in credit repair, taxes, and financial literacy, coaching financial literacy. And then JD Designs is my graphic design business, specializing in helping small businesses with their branding, including logos, business cards, flyers, any kind of digital content that's needed for them, and just helping them bring their vision to life.
And we know that it does takes action because we could dream all day, but we're not putting the work. It'll be just a dream. But it's all about turning those dreams into reality. And we know, and I say this all the time, we're truly blessed and fortunate. By God, I want to say for the technology, truly blessed that God has given us the information right at our fingertips. But it's up to us to utilize the information and put it in place that it hits us to the next level. And I know you're doing great work, like I said, and we know that finances, that's something that we lack bad on. And I know we lack the discipline when it comes to finances. But we know that people are struggling with finances. That's one thing that does come up. It's an embarrassing conversation. And
Right.
what does it do to help people overcome the embarrassment and shame when it comes to finances?
Just understanding that, it's a very high percentage of Americans that have less than perfect credit, like over 90%. So it's really not, like you said, it's a financial problem. America has not set us up for success, unfortunately. So in this economy, you got to have multiple jobs, multiple incomes, and businesses, side hustles, just to make ends meet, especially if you have a family. So just nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just life, and if you can just get some tips on, managing and budgeting the income that you have, that can also help with, managing those finances and helping get your credit, back in order and things like that.
Yeah, because Jamie, I believe in us being whole. I believe us being whole in every area of our life. And we serve a
Amen.
God we serve a God that is whole, and He tends for us to be whole, and He tends for us not to lack anything. If we go through scriptures, God's people don't lack anything. We should not be living in lack. We should not be living in want, but getting to that part that we could be fully whole in every area in our lives. These are things that we need to talk about to help us grow and evolve better. Even Fortune 500 companies have budget, and we should have a budget for our household. We should have a budget for everything. Because we got to take control. If we don't take control of our finances, it's going to control us.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, definitely just knowing how to manage your money. That's why a lot of people's, credit is poor, is because, maybe they took out credit cards and they have high interest, or they have high balances that aren't being paid off because life happens, or, maybe they didn't spend their money wisely, or whatever may happen. Life always happens. But um, yeah, we gotta, get that in order and help each other figure that out.
Yeah, because it's all about being in the helping business, and I'm all for growth. I'm all for self improvement because that's something that we should do on a regular basis, and it's all about the internal, not the external. We know once we change the inside, we know we can change our whole world. We could shift the whole paradigm shift in all cause, and we know that entrepreneurship has been around for centuries. And we know that's an area that everyone wants to get into. Everybody wants to be their own manager, their own boss, their own CEO. And I know you've been in the ring helping people with their brand. What are the number one things, the most important things you educate people on when it comes to becoming a business owner and in the arena of entrepreneurship?
Um, well, like my specialty is with the branding part, so it's just the visual. It's what people see first. It's just like a first impression. So when they see your brand, is it like, does it look clean? Does it like want to work with them just off seeing, their branding? Because that's where you build trust is in the beginning. Just seeing the visuals before you even speak to anyone that's in that business or reach out and want to do business with that person. You're gonna see what their page looks like, what their work looks like. So that's where I come in hand. Like, what's your vision? What color scheme are you looking at? Like, what's your target audience? Like, how can we make that first impression a lasting one?
Yeah, because
Right.
that is important. That's very.
Right.
Go ahead,
Because
Nancy.
they go ahead and bring their vision and you put it to life. So yeah, I went to
Yeah.
school for graphic design, so I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
you did? Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I considered it, but I'm just self-taught right now. So I've just started with my own business, like probably like 6, 7 years ago, just making flyers for myself, and then started venturing out with helping other people since I had a kind of knack for it and was pretty good at it, and just been
Yeah.
kind of watching YouTube videos and
Yeah. YouTube
myself.
University, you get it together.
Exactly, exactly,
But it's all about the investment. Investing in
Yeah.
yourself,
exactly.
and when you, in order to be great, you gotta make sacrifices. We have to.
Hmm.
It's all about sacrifice the
And
pleasure for long term success.
putting in
And
the
when
work.
you put in the work, because when you in that stage, okay, I can't go out and do the things I used to do because I'm building towards something, making that sacrifice, because that's when distractions come. Because when you start building something, that's when everybody in the woodwork come, hey, let's go hang out here, let's go here. But you're taking your money and investing in your
Yourself.
business.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I'll go ahead, Jaimee.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you. But yeah, you definitely got to invest in yourself, whether it's your credit, whether it's your business, making sure your website's on point, your logo looks great. Um, but it's also okay to just start. Just start the business. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Just putting yourself out there and just you can always rebrand, you can always rebuild. But yeah, like just even having the courage to get started is a big obstacle for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is, because I'm one of the ones I like to educate myself, especially when it comes to the business that we're in. Putting out information, well, multiple applying the information, sharing the information, having individuals yourself come on here to give your expertise, your knowledge to help those who have the desire to get into graphic arts design and get into, because the major work is about marketing and promoting and being consistent. That's another thing too, is
Hmm.
being consistent. 'Cause I know there be some moment when the flesh gets in the way, where we
Hmm.
don't feel like doing it. Oh, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it for 2 hours
Exactly.
from now. But you
Yeah.
have to say, is it all or nothing? So I gotta put my best foot forward, get out my feelings, get out my emotions, because I have work to be done. If not, it won't get accomplished by itself. So just putting aside that emotion and putting aside them feelings, get the work done.
Yeah.
Exactly. You gotta clock in for yourself, just like you clock into that 9 to 5. You gotta put in even more work when you're building something from the ground up. You know, on your own. Essentially, when you first get started, it's just really you. Um, so yeah, that's really important to stay disciplined and stay consistent, even when life gets hard. Um, yeah.
It does, because I mean, life happens, but we always learn how to bounce back. Is how we react to it. But they say don't consider a loss, but consider it a learning. We take L's, we take the L's for learning and being
Hmm.
disciplined, being focused. And how do you stay focused, Jaimee? Because I know you're doing a lot of great work, but as a woman, your expertise, how do you stay focused? What are your routine? Which that you go by on a regular basis to keep you in that winning mindset?
Lots of prayer. um,
Yes.
Morning routine is important, so I like to wake up and thank God first and foremost. Get on my knees and pray. Um, I'll make me some tea. I'll need a little yoga, 15-20 minute stretch, get my body warmed up, ready for the day, and then just kind of go through my list of what I have to do for the day. Starting with the first priority. Um, Obviously I have a son, so I make sure he's straight first and foremost. But yeah, just having a routine is helpful. People routine is comfortable, so it's just like when you wake up every day to go to work, it's like, okay, we have to do that for yourself too. You may have to. For me, I have to get out the house because it's hard for me to work from home. There's too many distractions, or may fall into watching TV or scroll on my phone. Like, let me go to a coffee shop or go meet up with friends, and like do something to get out the house and motivate me to like get in my work mode and my grind mode.
Yeah, because it's about getting out. That's the most important thing, getting out and having that structure, knowing what the mission is, what the goal is, what the assignment is, being excited about what you do. A lot of people say they don't use no alarm clock. They wake up before the alarm clock because they're excited about what they do and being purpose driven. So what you say about that, James? What's what that means, you being purpose driven on a regular basis?
It's important to know like your why, like why you're doing it, why you're starting a business, what motivates you. Whether it's your family, wanting to leave behind like generational wealth, create a legacy, or whatever your why is. Like, why do you want to start a business? Why do you want to quit your job? Why is it that you want more for yourself, and let that be what drives you every day?
Because you should make up that mind. Okay, I want to be happy. I want to have joy. I want to have peace. And I know we've been programmed to go to school, get a job, be there for 30 plus years, get your pension, and then once you retire, you think you're living a good life. And that's how we was programmed.
Right.
Until we had to unprogram that and realize that I don't have to be a part of that cycle they told us to. And a lot of individuals broke that cycle because we are creative beings. We can create whatever we want to create. That's why the Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So we know we think about ourselves. We know that things will come to pass for ourselves, or how we see ourselves and how we view ourselves. We was always taught to put other things first. We were never taught to put ourselves first. And a lot of
That's right.
individuals get so lost in that, well, I had to love this person first, but it's not wrong with putting yourself first. No, I'm learning that now, that I have to put myself first. I have to put Furman first, because you want to put everybody else first. But then what that leave you at the end of the day?
Right. You got to fill
Unhappy.
your cup first before you can fill other people's cups.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Most definitely. And it's not selfish. It's not selfish at all. A lot of people, oh, you being selfish, or that's a
No, it's self
narcissistic.
care.
Yeah.
Hold on.
No, you good. You good. Handle that.
No, I'm on
But yeah, but that's what it's all about, Nancy. Putting yourself first, and most definitely loving yourself, investing in yourself, and knowing, like Jaimee said, your why, knowing your why. And that's something we don't think about. We just take life as it is. It is what it is. I'm just getting by. But you just can't just get by. Like, what is it that motivates you? What is that inspire you? What is it? When we was children, we had dreams. We could do anything we wanted to. We had that childlike faith. But as we went through life, got older, things happened, and we lost that. We lost that imagination.
Hmm.
God created imaginations. So we lost that imagination. We lost that dream of becoming great. And going back to that genre of imagination. Imagine how you want your life to be. We say this all the time. Like I said, write the vision, make it plain. We should write a vision for our life. That's something I never thought about, but we should write a vision out. Because the Bible said, write the vision, make it plain. Whoso reads shall run with it. And it's going to come at that
Hmm.
point in time.
Oh
But
yeah.
getting that vision in mind, and that's something that we never think about. We never talked about that, a vision. How important is it to have a vision on a regular basis?
Yeah, I
Very
think
important.
it's really important. So you know where you're going. You have a plan of action. Um, it's very important, like you said, to write those things down and speak on them and pray about them, because God will help you with your vision and where He sees where He sees you, where what He wants for your life. Um, like I know eventually, like, I'm gonna have a team of people. It's not just gonna be me if I want to build my business to be something really like long lasting and substantial. Like, I may have to start teaching, like, doing classes and things like that. So those are things I've thought about and written down, and had Chat GBT help me formulate and things like that. So yeah,
Yeah, I've been using ChatGPT to the fullest.
use technology, because chat be on it. Okay, I'll name my chat Ryan. Ryan be on it. Okay.
But like I said, we have so much access now to a lot of information that we can utilize, and it's
Yeah.
utilizing to our advantage. Because we talked about this on the show last night when it came to Moses, and God asked Moses, "What do you have in your hand?" He said, "The rod," and God said, "Use it." So whatever that rod is in your hand, use it. God's gonna multiply. God is in the multiplying business, and whatever He gave you to use, He's gonna multiply it. And we just can't be
Amen.
afraid and not be ashamed of it, and just let Him have His way. We got break that cycle, break that mental prison, and get out your own way, because we are our own worst enemy. I'm not that type of dude always talking about, oh, I blame the devil. A lot of things would be on our own because of self-inflicted wounds. We've been our own way. The scripture tells us, lean not to our own understanding, but acknowledge Him. You should make it your direct path, make your path straight. Because we do get in our way.
Yeah, we do. Sometimes we gotta let go of things, trauma that we've gone through in our past, or need to go to therapy. Need to talk to somebody. Maybe invest in a mentor. Like, because yeah, like you said, we be in our own way, and it can be a mindset thing for sure, a mental thing, especially if you have a lot of negative self-talk, or you're not speaking positively about your life, or you complain a lot. Like, you'll continue to manifest those things you complain about and talk about. um, so yeah, like having a life coach or a therapist can help you see things in different perspective too, and help you heal from those traumas or things that have been affecting you.
Yeah, I'm glad that came up because of the book that I have in my library, and I read it for one time, The Laws of Human Nature. That's a good book, so I encourage anybody to get that book. I'm a bookworm, so I love reading books.
Same for me.
But
I'm a bookworm too. I
oh, well,
love going
hey,
to Barnes and Nobles and just reading books.
man,
Yeah.
virtual high five, Nancy. Virtual high five. But I love reading books. And the book, Laws of Human Nature, it talks about how everything starts within our childhood. And growing up, we experienced some things. Some people experienced some things. Some people went through some things. A lot of things was abuse, sexual abuse, you name it.
Yeah.
And these are things that we never dealt with. And it
Hmm.
triggers on down into our adulthood, where it affects our performance, it affects our relationships with other people. And we never talk about these things. Now, the millennials, I'm a millennial, so
Mm-hmm.
we're learning to talk about these things now, because these things we never talked about in our household. But it's
Hmm.
all about getting better, and we make up our mind to get better. So what you said, that made me think about what you were saying, Jaimee, that when I looked at it, everything started within our childhood. So now we gotta unlearn, like the other book I read, Breaking Bad Habit. That's another good book
Oh
to
yeah, that's
read.
on my list to read.
Okay, that's a good book. I read it. Matter of fact, I bought that book in April, and I just got finished reading it last month. And I have my highlighter, and I always highlight stuff. I always go over it, and I always meditate, because talk about the subconscious mind. So I always want to get this good information in my subconscious mind. So when we break these habits, so now we have to unlearn to relearn now. So now we got to learn a whole new path. And I understand what the scripture tells us when Jesus told Nicodemus, we must be born again. So now we have to start out over again now.
Right.
From a spiritual standpoint, because we are spiritual beings. Even though we need flesh in the body, we are spiritual beings. So now we have to restart all over again, restart our life over again from a spiritual standpoint, but we restart our life over again according to God's principles that we're supposed to apply.
Mm-hmm.
to enhance. And then what we do is we hand it on to whom we come in contact with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all about growth. I'm all about growth, and I love it. I love it. I embrace it. I endure it, and that's what it's all about. Uh, but we know we talking about a new era. I know you're doing a lot of things. You had an event not too long ago as well. How was that event? What was the event all about? I know you do a lot of you do a lot of virtual stuff as well. So let's talk about the brand. What's been going on with it? I know you've been out there working, grinding, and putting in the work.
Yeah, so I had a collaboration launch party with a good friend, and we're both part of Sisterhood Circle Inc. So it's a networking group. It's really like a business sorority. Um, so we decided together we would launch our businesses. Her business is called Coast and Creative, so she's into the marketing. So she gives like consultations, teaches you how to like kind of run your social media, how to market your business, and so it just made sense. It just went together what we do. So we had our launch party together a couple weeks ago. It went amazing. We had a good time. We educated and we turned up a little games and yeah, just it was more geared towards like small business owners and also just like friends and family that wanted us to support us launching our business officially, even though we've been in the business for a while.
I love greatness, and I support greatness. I support people that's doing something and making it happen. And that's what it's all about. You're making it happen and just love it. And I know what is that feeling like to just wake up knowing you're doing something that you're passionate about. Some people dread getting up, going to work, but you got some people who love doing what they're doing. So what's that feeling
Right.
like waking up knowing you're doing something that you love to do?
It's an amazing feeling. I'm very grateful for it. I wake up very grateful that I get to do what I love to do and enjoy doing, and helping people, especially helping people build something, um, and helping them make their dreams happen in some type of capacity.
And that's what's up right there. Nancy, have anything you want to time in on?
I know there's a lot of girls out there that would like to start a business. What
Mhm.
what advice would you give them? Like, how do they get started?
Yeah. So of course you got to know what business that you want to do. Maybe know what you're good at or what you're passionate about, what kind of business you want to start. Come up with a name. Maybe brainstorm some names. You can ask ChatGPT to help you. Look back. Um, yeah, once you come up with a name, then you can go. Make sure you have your paperwork. If you want an LLC, it's not really necessary unless just depending on what kind of business you're in. But you can go to your local courthouse, get your DBA, file for your DBA, make sure it's available in your state, and then start a business account. That way, you just have your business structure together, and then start working on your visuals, working on your marketing, your branding, how you want it to look, what target audience you want to reach, and maybe come up with a business plan as well. Uh, um, like I said earlier, invest in yourself, hiring maybe a business coach or a mentor that can help you with your business that has success with that. Just there's a lot of information out there that's accessible. So yeah, that's where I would say start with.
Yeah, because all about we got 24 hours. We got 24 hours within the day. So we got to ask ourselves, what are we doing with them 24 hours besides sleeping? But are we investing or we just wasting?
Right.
Because we waking up, iron sharpen iron. So when you're purpose driven and you're turnover driven, vision, you're constantly working on improving self. And that's where we at right now. It's all about improving ourselves, not just talking about it, but being about it and seeing all these things come to fruition, see all these things come to pass. And that's what I look forward to. I just love people who are purpose driven
Hmm.
for the rest of their days. And they just all about getting it
Amen.
because tomorrow is not promised. But we're gonna make the best out of it while we here on earth. Because we don't want to see him make a waste, but it's all about, okay, God, you created me. Okay, now I gotta fulfill the purpose you have for me. And that's to bring glory to his kingdom. And most definitely making an impact everywhere we go and leaving that legacy. Because we know we say it all the time. The
Right.
scripture says, "Good man leaving hands for his children." And I know a lot of people say that a lot, but now, okay, now we got to apply it, what it means on that. And I'm not just saying on the financial level, but I'm also with wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Passing down wisdom to our children. And I remember when I was in school, especially in middle school, they was teaching us a little bit entrepreneurship. They were teaching us how to make things. We never took that. We never thought about it. But they would teach how to make things. They teach how to make T-shirts. And they teach how to make these different things.
Hmm.
But just realize that I believe a seed was being sown at that time. Learning how to work for ourselves. Because we was always taught, hey, I'm going to go to school, get a degree, get this good job. But never believe not in working for ourselves. And what do you say for the upcoming people who taking that chance to say, you know what, I want to take that chance to work for me? What would you say to them?
Um, I would just say, you gotta believe in yourself. Like I said earlier, find your why you're doing it. Stay motivated, stay disciplined, and just put your all into it. Put your all into it. That's really it.
And be nonstop with it. And just be nonstop, be consistent. That's what we talk about, being consistent. Because when you be consistent with this thing, it's gonna come to pass. And don't give up, don't cave in, don't get weary. Scripture says that he don't forget our labor of love. So the more you keep laboring, he sees your labor of love, and he's gonna bring it to fruition. He's gonna, what we do secretly, God reward us openly. So that's what's all about, putting that work and enjoying the process. Having fun with the process, because the process to
All
me is fun. That's the best part, the process. And when you look back on it, you're like, you know what? It was well worth it. So I'm gonna ask you this, Jaimee. Do you have any philosophies in place for yourself? Is it any philosophy that you stick to when it comes to just life, business?
Oh, that's a good question, Furman. Philosophy. I I gotta. I mean, I always think about faith without works is dead. So
Mm-hmm.
there's one. You can believe in something and speak on it and pray on it all you want, but like you said, you have to be disciplined. You have to stay consistent, um, and just keep going with it. So that's what I thought about earlier today when I was thinking about this interview. So yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I'm gonna throw this out here too, and I know I was wanting to stay engaged on this one, and I did have this one. It said, I did ask this: do you think faith guides us, or do we shape our own paths? I'm gonna ask y'all ladies that. Do you think faith guides us, or do we shape our own paths?
Um, I think it's a mix of both. Like fate can bring you opportunities, open doors for you, bring certain people into your life, but it's up to you what you do with it, what you choose to do with that.
Hmm.
What'd you say about that, Nancy?
I think she's right, but I think that as you step out of faith, um things will continue will start to open for you. And as you walk by faith, God will open the doors for you. He will connect you with the right people. He will connect you with the finances, and et cetera. You just have to walk, look forward and walk, and everything will go into place.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like your response, ladies. I like your response. I'm gonna ask this one too. What tough lessons have you learned? What was the tough lesson, Jamie, that you have learned?
Tough lesson I've learned is that not everyone's heart is the same as yours.
Mm.
Um,
Yes,
and
number one.
yeah, like you were saying earlier, like you may put people before you, and then what happens when you know they get what they want, but you're left empty. So
Hmm.
like boundaries are very essential for peace and just for purpose in your life. So that's been a tough lesson I've had to learn even very recently.
Yeah, I understand what it says. Don't be, yeah, it's do not be unequally yoked. I don't understand that. Um,
Yeah.
it's you gotta be on one accord. You gotta be on one accord. You gotta
Mhm.
be on one accord. That's how they say you gotta be on one accord. But it's that coming together, and at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I gotta put yourself, you gotta put yourself first, and now you get lost in the sauce. And I, I believe in destiny, and when you're on your purpose, everybody can go with you.
Right.
Everybody can associate with you. I remember somebody told me this years ago. It was a friend of mine. We was sitting in my living room. I living back home in Alabama. She told me to my face. She said, "Furman, do not let other people ride your success."
Yeah.
And when she
Mhm.
told me that, that resonated with me to this day. That was back probably around 2017, 18. But when you told me that, never allow other people to ride your success. Because people will ride your success. They only latch
Yeah.
on
Right
to you
now,
because go ahead, Nancy.
right now, when you ain't got none, they know where to be found. But as soon as you go up in levels, and you up there, they want to call you and look for you. You already know what the time is and what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Trying to ride that wave.
Well,
Yeah.
because they want to ride on. Go ahead. Go ahead,
Oh,
Dan.
just
My bad. Go ahead.
people will always disappoint you. So it's just like I've just learned to like
Hmm.
not even take it personal anymore. Like and just have discernment, you know? I've asked God to
Hmm.
give me discernment and remove people from my life that, didn't have good intentions for me. Maybe, maybe they were even at a higher position in their life, or maybe they were acting like they were the mentor, or they were the one providing opportunities, but really they were using you for your gifts. They saw what you had in you, you
Right.
know? So, yeah.
You know what? That just confirmation what you just said, Jamie. Because I said that today, earlier today. I said, you know what, God, just remove everybody, remove the individual from around me that don't need to be around me. I said it earlier today. It's kind of funny that you just said that, but
Mm,
I said it earlier today
that's your
when I was
confirmation.
there. Yeah, just
Yeah.
confirmation. Yeah, because you want to move, because even the scriptures tells us, Nancy, drop every weight and sin that so each beseed us. Because that weight, what weight does?
Yes.
Weight wears down. And if you wear it down, you're
Is you
going to what?
down.
Collapse.
Right,
It'll
right.
So,
stop you from going where you need to go. It'll drag you back.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, people
So,
will
yeah.
drain you and distract you, and yeah, you can't go up like that.
Yeah, I understand. I really do understand, and you can't make people well. They can't go where you going. And I know because we so, especially when us as human beings, we so custom. We want to share a lot of great news with a lot of people, but at the end of the day, they're not. I'm gonna say people, individuals are not happy for it. We look at Joseph in the Old Testament. He had a
Mhm.
dream. He shared it with his brothers. What did his brothers do? They sold him off. They did all these horrible things to him. So they let us know that we have individuals who are not happy for it. And we get excited because every time we get something good, what we do, we want to share with everybody.
Right.
Right.
But then at the end of the day, they're
They
not
don't
happy for you.
they don't have good
Yeah, you
assumptions.
can really
Yeah.
tell from people's reactions. Like, are they genuinely happy for you, or maybe they want you to do
Hmm.
good, but not better than them.
But that's the thing about it is, I want to ask that too. Why are we so in competition with each other when we supposed to compliment one another? That's the thing. It's like,
I'm part of a large group of sisters, and our thing is like no gatekeeping allowed. Like collaboration is the new currency. There's enough money for everybody out here to get. There's enough opportunities. There's not too many hairdressers or too many like there's always space. So we actually can accomplish a lot more when we work together than trying to compete with each other. Like I can learn something from you and you can learn something from me, you know. So
iron sharpen iron. I mean, iron sharpen iron. That's what it's all about because we don't know everything. I don't know everything. And what you have could help benefit me and vice versa. But most importantly, it's like and be appreciative of it. Like, cause we don't know everything. I don't know everything. I'm not gonna pretend I know everything because I'm still learning. And God put people in your path to help you and pour into you, you pour into each other. but it just to enhance you. It's to make you better. It's not to belittle you. It's not to tear you down. But I'm here to enhance you. I'm here to unleash you. I'm here to unleash the greatness that's in you. I'm here to push you towards your purpose. I'm here to push you towards your destiny. And I'm not here to tear you down or belittle you. But we're gonna build this thing together. We're gonna build this dynasty. We're gonna build this franchise. We're gonna build this championship run until God calls us home. And now that we're preparing the next generation behind us, because I believe in building your kingdom and your empire. And you have to get to the point where you have to be selfish. And it's not wrong with being selfish.
Yeah.
God bless everybody who thinking something wrong. But when you building something in your life, you gotta be freaking selfish. I'm sorry. Because life will pass you by.
Mm-hmm.
And who wants to live in regret? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't.
Nope.
Exactly. Me too.
So you gotta get pissed off. You gotta get pissed off for greatness, as Ray Lewis said.
Yeah.
You got to, because it's all or nothing. I mean, it's all or nothing. You got to do it. Who else gonna do it for you? Nobody's not gonna knock on your front door and say, "Hey, you need to get your life together." God already did his part. Jesus said it was finished a long time ago. He's not going back on the cross. He's not getting beat no more. He done his part. So what you waiting on? He a lot of people say, I'm just waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. What are you waiting on? He already done it. Faith without works is dead. Walk by faith, not by sight. He already done it. We just gotta trust him and get out of our own way.
Right. Yeah.
There,
Just keep pushing forward. Even
but you know what? Yeah, but you know what? The real failure is when you don't do it. That's the real failure. If you
right.
did do it, at least you did it, and it didn't work out. You can say, you know what? At least I did put my best
Exactly.
foot forward
Yeah,
instead
and
of
if it
living
doesn't
regret.
work out, I mean, you learn something. You keep going. Not everybody's gonna succeed on their first try. You know.
Just like a newborn, like when we first learned how to walk. When we learn how to walk, we fail a couple of times, and then eventually we'll start getting the rhythm of it. And that's the thing too. What you say about people who constantly beat themselves up, who always condemn themselves? What do y'all say to a person like that? That was always beating themselves up, always condemning themselves, instead of just learning how to, dust your shoulders off and fight another day.
Yeah, that's a mindset thing, like I was talking about earlier, just with the negativity. Like, you can't keep focusing on, what you didn't do. Like, focus on what you did do right. Focus on what you learned. Focus on how that's going to make you stronger and how that's going to push and drive you to do better. We can't succeed focusing on our failures or the past, or playing the victim or throwing a pity party. Like, get over it and keep going.
Yeah, I agree. Keep going, keep striving, and make the best out of it. Nancy, you want to chime in?
No, you just have to strive and continue to press forward and don't look back.
Don't look back, because you look back, you probably end up one going back. Even having a Lot's wife. Lot's wife look back,
I almost say that. Look at Lot's wife.
turn into a pillar of salt. So my next question is
Mhm.
also, who has had the greatest impact on your work ethic?
My mom, she taught me to hustle at a young age. As soon as I was able to work, go get a job, But also just seeing her persevere, being a single mom and just never giving up, putting herself through school and um, becoming successful for herself. She definitely is the most influential person for me for that.
Give big shout out to mom for the great work she did. So big shout out to your mom for the great work she done to put that in you, that drive, that work ethic, to become a better version of yourself. Because I say this all the time. I release everything that's holding me back from tapping to the higher version of myself. 'Cause we do have things that hold us back. And I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about habits, bad habits. And we know them
Hmm.
bad habits can hold us back from tapping into our higher calling, tapping to the higher version of ourselves. Because death and life is in the power of the tongue. And I notice when I say that a lot, I feel lifting up off me, and I feel more joy when I say that a lot, and just excited when I say that a lot because once again, death and life is the power of the tongue. So we got to speak life, you know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
speak those things on. And don't wait for people to speak into your life. Speak into your own life. Even the Bible said David had encouraged himself in the Lord. So it's going to be the moment where you have to encourage yourself and speak life in yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself how great I am. Tell yourself how smart I am. Tell yourself how wise I am. Tell yourself how healthy I am. Tell yourself how successful I am. So because everything starts with self first. And the more we speak those things, the more we start acting upon the things. Because the more we think on them, eventually we're going to act on what we've been thinking on.
Exactly. And yeah, you gotta say it until you believe it, and then you just walk into it. You know.
Well, most definitely got to walk into. And I know you're a businesswoman, and we know a lot of people rise up early before sunrise. Are you one of the ones who rise up before sunrise?
It's funny because I've never been a morning person. I've always been like a night owl. I'm typically more creative at night, especially late at night. But for some reason, I can't. It's really hard for me to sleep in anymore. I don't know if that's has to do with being a mom or what it is, but I'm just always up early. So, but yeah, I prefer to work at night, really. But I know I have to get stuff done during the day.
Well, some people like that because they say that's the best time to them to get stuff done because it's quiet,
Right.
everyone's asleep, and that's when
Yeah.
the creative flow goes. That goes. I know for me, I know I work full time, and I work at night. And my off days are Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but I know like Wednesday mornings I get up early and I go to the gym. I didn't go to the gym this morning. I had a dentist appointment at 10, but I
Yeah.
blame myself for not getting up like I was supposed to. But anyway, I'm gonna make up for it in the morning. Lord's willing to
Right.
see it. Get up early in the morning at 3 a.m. Go work out and get my day started. And that's what I like to do now. And I'm training myself to do that because I believe in developing structure, something I never did before. I've learned how to schedule out my days, plan out my days as well. Because I'm training myself. Because if you don't train yourself, you just gonna allow life to carry you to and fro, up and down, all around. So that's something that I'm learning in my own life. Just structure, planning, knowing what I want to do, rehearse my day, and like the Equalizer. If y'all with the Equalizer in Denzel Washington, he rehearsed what he was going to do when he took out the bad guys, and that's something I look at. It's like, okay, I need to rehearse how I'm gonna do my day and how I want to go by it. Man, life is beautiful, and it's what you make out of it. I believe. I mean, things happen. You can't control people. You can't control things outside our norm, but it's just how we constantly hold on to and how we receive it at the end of the day. We know that we are towards the end of this year. Well, we with the 7th month of 2025. So Jaimee, what things you want to accomplish before this year's out? Because this year's almost out. It's rolling out. So what things you want to accomplish? What are things on your to-do list?
Um. So just really working on like honing in on my craft, just becoming better. Getting more certifications and doing more trainings. To just increase my skill. Um, Obviously want to, make more money like any business owner wants to do. Help more clients. Um, and that's really it. Just want to finish the year off strong. Really, just increase in all levels. Not even just success wise. Just mentally, spiritually, and physically.
Well, yeah, most definitely. So are you also you on a health journey as well? Because I know a lot of entrepreneurs are being healthy because you got to take care of yourself because the body is our temple, ladies and
Right.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
and the scripture lets us know that. And that's something that's I have to write that down because I want to meditate on that to get
Hmm.
more serious. I believe in being healthy. I believe in taking care of yourself. Make sure you eat the right food because the food that I'm eating right now, I'm eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. I saute it. So that's my meal of choice. My protein, of course, is like chicken breast, turkey, eggs. because I believe in being healthy. The Bible
Right.
said that He wants us to be healthy, even though that is our soul prosper, we got to prosper our health as well. I don't believe we should be sickly because God put stuff in the earth for us to heal our bodies. You know what I'm saying? We got to utilize the stuff that He's given us. Make sure you're taking your vitamins. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, staying hydrated. Because another thing I want to learn too on the stuff we need to take to help us sleep better too. I thought
Mhm.
about that earlier if I came on the show. So I'm gonna look at that too. I'm gonna do some research on that, the stuff I need to get to rest better. Because when you rest better, we gotta make sure we take care of our body. Because the body, at the end of the day, has to be our money maker. So we can't be walking around with bound bodies.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel like it just all goes hand in hand, like health and wealth. Like I just feel like it just goes together. Being at peace, um, and all those things that you mentioned. For sure, I like to make sure I'm active, moving my body every day, and putting healthy things in my body as well. I do like to eat, so that can be a little bit of a struggle, but I'm like how to avoid those carbs, man. The carbs be getting me, but yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I'm definitely on a healthy journey, a spiritual journey, all of the above. So
Yeah, 'cause I'm on the spiritual aspect. Like I was saying, tapping into a higher version of ourselves, getting clarity. I hear a lot of time. I hear being a lot of people lately been doing a lot of fasting. Fasting is detoxing the body, but also people say they fast to get clarity from God, like which way they should
yeah.
go, how they should go about it. Because we want to tap into what God is doing because we are spiritual beings at the end of the day, but tap into the higher calling that He has placed upon our lives. And that's the most thing about it. Just not being normal, but being extraordinary,
Hmm.
I believe, and just coming into that transformation of becoming great people, becoming great individuals, and all the other great stuff. I know we're about to get pressed for time. I'm respectful for everybody's time. Before we get ready to depart, so Jaimee, do you have any words of advice, any sounds of wisdom? Also plugging your social media sites so we get ready to depart. After that, we're gonna pass on to Nancy, and we going to depart. So, Jaimee, any words of advice, any sounds of wisdom that you will leave here with the listening audience?
Yeah, just um, referring back to everything we spoke about today. Definitely just stay positive, stay consistent, um, stay prayed up. Um, Make sure you have the right people in your corner and around you that don't drain you, that lift you up, that speak life into you, that support you. I think that's really important, having a good circle around you. And, you can always change your situation. There's nothing that's impossible. You can always change whatever you're going through. So,
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate you. Thank you, Jane, for taking time to get productive schedule to come on here and stuff like that, and just be on the podcast. We appreciate you again, and keep up the great work. Somebody gonna pass it on to Nancy. Nancy, go ahead, plug in everything, lead us out. Oh, won't be doing the
oh,
show this
share my
coming
social media.
Saturday. Oh, no problem. Won't be doing the show this coming Saturday. I gotta do a photo shoot Saturday at 10 a.m. Get some new pictures done. So we won't
Okay.
do a show this coming Saturday, but we'll be back next week, of course. So Nancy, go ahead and plug it on in, lead us out, and we'll be back here next week here on the Walking This Way and Fat Boys podcast.
You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on TikTok. All Kingdom Chick Nancy C. Romans 10:9 says, "If you confess with your mouth and believe with your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, you shall be saved." So right now, just say, "Dear Lord Jesus, I admit that I'm a sinner. Please forgive me of all of my sins. I believe that you died on the cross and rose on the third day. Today, I make you my Lord and my Savior. Fill me with the Holy Spirit and lead me for the rest of my days. In Jesus' mighty name, amen."
Amen and amen again. We appreciate everyone. And remember this. Remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow, and they didn't. Remember, let's live life like it's our last. And before you're ready to go to bed tonight, look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you are incredible. Tell yourself you are a winner. Tell yourself you will succeed. And tell yourself you will overcome. Tell yourself I got your back. Tell yourself these things and let your life change for the better. So we about to get ready to part. We'll be back here next week here on the Walking This Way Impact Boys podcast. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Bye. Thanks for having me.